We arrived at Neptune, the last gas giant, the planet that is the farthest away from the Sun. And as you can see, its atmosphere is blue because of methane and other gases that are on the planet. The planet has mass of 15 Earths, and it takes it 165 years to orbit the Sun. One of the longest orbiting planets. And it has two big storms. Wizard's Eye, which you're seeing here on the South Pole, near the South Pole, and the largest one, that is the size of Earth, the big black dark spot, which has been rotating there for a while. Also, these white clouds in the atmosphere of Neptune are pretty cold, minus 200 degrees Celsius. The planet's core generates twice as much heat as it receives from the Sun. Even though the planet is 13 AU away from the Sun, or 4.5 billion kilometers, its core generates enough heat to drive its ferocious storms. And like any other gas giants, it's very big, 3 times larger than the Earth, and gravity is pretty much similar to Earth's gravity. Mass is 17 Earths. And if you stand on Neptune's surface, you'd weigh almost the same as on Earth. Pretty similar gravity. The day lasts 16 hours, and a year lasts 165 years. And the surface temperature is minus 214 degrees. And the atmosphere is composed mostly of hydrogen and helium. Then you have methane and many more gases, like ammonia and the water ice that is present on Neptune. And its core is as hot as the surface of the Sun. This planet has 5 moons, or much more. It has a lot of moons orbiting it. But the farthest moon around Neptune is Nereid, which has a highly elliptical orbit. It might have been captured by Neptune's gravity. And it's pretty big. And it's getting pretty far away from the planet. It takes its longest orbit. It has been discovered by Garrett Kuiper in 1945. And it's the second moon of Neptune to be discovered. Triton, one of the largest moons of Neptune, has a retrograde orbit, which means it doesn't orbit the planet like other objects, but instead it's going in the wrong direction, which means that if one day it can fall into Neptune and get crushed by its gravity. And it's smaller than our moon. And its core is pretty big, 2/3 of its all mass. And it's composed of 5 to 35% water ice. And it's geologically active because of it has a nitrogen atmosphere because it has like volcanoes of nitrogen, and they're releasing the thin gas that makes up for its atmosphere, and all that is caused by the tidal forces of Neptune influencing this tiny moon by pulling it and stretching it and squeezing it as it passes around Neptune. And this eventually will cause the moon to not only spiral closer to the planet, but eventually fall into it, because as it's orbiting, the opposite rotation of the planet is causing it to come closer and closer until it eventually falls on the surface. We have some asteroid moons. They're more like rocks. They're big, but they are orbiting Neptune, and some of them might fall into Neptune as well. And like other gas giants, Neptune also has rings. They are made of very thin rocks. Those rocks are dark, and it's 30 times as far away from the sun as the Earth is. Here's an image of Neptune taken from telescopes. Here are Neptune's clouds, and the clouds are pretty big. Some of them are very cold. Here are some pictures. Also, Neptune has these bands, just like Jupiter and Saturn. And these bands also travel with high speeds, exceeding over 2,000 kilometers per hour on this small planet. Smaller than Jupiter, but still, it's bigger than Earth. As you can see here, two storms, the Great Dark Spot and the Wizard's Eye. Neptune is very cold. But Triton goes much colder, minus 83 degrees Celsius, which is the coldest place in our solar system. Also, Neptune has a blue atmosphere it's made out of methane. That's why it looks like water blue. But and it's pretty cold. Anyways, this planet it has few moons, Larissa, Proteus, Nereid, and Voyager 2 also flew by in 1989. It flew by Neptune, and it recorded the moons and the planet in near perfect detail as the flyby was going on. Neptune has the weirdest moons of all, which orbits in a retrograde orbit, like I said before. And it's also erupting black gas, which could possibly be nitrogen ice and water ice combined. But the fate of these objects is still unknown. It's believed that Triton will one day crash into Neptune and form another ring. Neptune is the windiest planet in our solar system, and it's mostly known for the last planet in our solar system. We'll just never know what comes out next.